Deep in the ocean, an orca pod is on the hunt. But these aren't your average orcas. These guys are organized.
Marketing team, did you get those social media posts scheduled for the SEAL migration?
Aye, Captain. We even have an automated notification for all pod managers when they go live.
They use Monday.com to keep their teamwork sharp, their communication clear, and their goals in sight. Monday.com. For whatever you run, even orcas. Go to Monday.com to dive deeper.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer. So let's bring her out. A star attraction. The one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
Oh my God, I'm so excited! I can't believe it! It's Mazel Tov! Simon Tov and Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov, Simon Tov and Mazel Tov and Simon Tov, a Simon Tov and Mazel Tov. Hey, Anu. Can we get a cleanup crew to? Yeah. Can we get another aisle 3, please? I knocked over that glass. God, that was like so weird. It's fine. Oh my God. Is somebody smoking weed in here? No, it's Bet's bag in the back. Ladies and gentlemen, Bet Sussman on the piano.
I give up.
Yeah.
New York is just one endless high.
It is. No, you walk down
it's
the
one
street.
endless high.
Now, this is the Jew bell, Sandy. So anytime we mention anything remotely Jewish, the bell goes off. This is our first, produced live podcast, and
unbelievable so far.
Could not be happier to have the incredible Sandra Bernhard here and Bet Sussman on the piano.
Hi, gorgeous people of New York City.
I mean, can
on a
you
Monday
believe
night.
It? Look at all these people on the upper. How many Jews here?
The stages are quiet. The stages are quiet.
Okay, I'm done.
And bam!
And I saw a couple people not raise their hands that are definitely Jewish. All right, so
let me ask you: were you invited to what's her name's birthday? The 50th celebration the other night. Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
You were there, right?
Yeah. Did you go?
No, I wasn't invited.
Oh, all right. I thought she's had a lot of surgery, don't you think?
She's had a lot of psoas.
Yes, good one.
I gotta be careful with my water, though.
All right, now, Sandra, you are the. I don't really want to do an intro because everyone knows you.
Just don't.
Yeah.
If I hear anything more about myself that I already know, I'm gonna faint.
Oh, you might. I do a lot of research now.
I am very impressed by that.
So now, Sandy.
Yes,
can I call you Sandy?
Yeah, of course. Of course,
so
you call
Sandy,
me Sandy.
I know you grew up. You were born in Michigan, correct?
Flint, Michigan.
And then when you were 10, you moved to Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
And you have 3 brothers.
3 older brothers.
And your father was a doctor.
That's right.
And
physician surgeon.
Right, but
back in those days they called themselves physicians and surgeons. It was like.
But he did proctology, right?
He studied proctology.
He did.
He claimed he did.
Really? And then, your father, mother, and 3 brothers, and then doctor. Okay. So, you said that, and your mother was an abstract artist.
That's right.
And played the piano.
Yep.
But you had the funniest line about them, that's how you see the world.
My father's a proctologist. My mother's an abstract artist. That's how I view the world.
Yes. Is that not the best?
And
that visual is incredible.
And I don't even know how I came up with that line. I think I came up with it one night on stage.
Yeah, that's the best.
An improvisational gem.
When you're in the zone, That's an improv. So you moved to Scottsdale. Now, were you popular in school? I'm very obsessed with popularity.
No.
Yeah, I was not popular at all.
No.
So who'd you hang out with? But moving at 10 is shitty too.
What's that?
Moving at 10 is kind of shitty.
I mean, I think for sure had we stayed in Flint, it would have been an easier adolescence. But I would never have become the person I am because there was something about being out in the desert.
Right.
back in the 60s.
When it wasn't...
You know, it was still like the Wild West, which happened to be one of my favorite programs.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But why did you move? Why did
My father came home one day in 1965 and announced to the family we were going to Arizona. We were moving to Arizona. There was no explanation. We were all just like, okay, like just terrified and frightened. My mother, she had her whole, artist community in Flint.
Right.
She went to Flint Community College every day and did her pottery and her paintings. And there were a lot of really interesting, art professors there. She had her whole world, and he upended her
Why
whole
did
world.
he do that?
I think it's a combination of things. I think my dad was a gypsy in his own way. And
Right.
also I think he had a lady that he had to run from. Might have been his nurse. Yeah.
Whoa.
Helen was her name.
Was she?
She was a Nafki.
Wow.
You know from Nafkis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
And
terrible.
here's the best story. One time there was a tornado warning.
Yeah.
And when I was at Longfellow Elementary School, which was the last year, I was there 4th grade, and they sent us all home. I started running home. I was terrified.
Right.
And I got like a stitch in my side, so I ran back to school, and they said, "What are you doing here?" So they called my dad's office, and Helen came to pick me up.
No way.
Yeah. And she was smoking,
Right.
totally irritated with me.
Right.
I mean, it was like a 5-minute drive.
Right.
But it stays with me to this day. It haunts me.
Fuck Helen. Do you think she's dead?
She must be but for years, my brothers and I thought maybe we had a step sibling somewhere.
But you could get your DNA done and find that out.
How am I going to find out if Helen had a baby?
Because then if that baby gets their DNA done, you
But
connect.
we don't know where the fuck happened to Helen.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We're looking for Helen.
Helen,
Is she in the
here's my
house?
DNA.
All right, shut up.
Helen, here's my DNA.
Wait, can I tell you something?
Helen knows my DNA.
All right, I fucked up. All right, I'm not perfect, but
You are.
I grew up in New Jersey, and I lived 5 houses down from the school. Like I walked to school.
That's incredible.
Okay, and literally, if you were in the
It is.
If you were in the schoolyard, you could see my house, right? And anytime there was weather, anytime like it was like tornado or the snows, I would be sitting in my class. Who was the first person to get called out of school on the loudspeaker?
You.
Judith Gold, your mother is here to pick you up. I mean, she didn't talk like my mother, I guess, the announce person, but I'm like, Ma, I could fucking walk to this,
Here, I have a better story for you. I was
Go.
at the Cine Capri movie theater on Camelback with, it's probably my friend Diane
Camelback.
Adler.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I hear somebody screaming, "Sandra! Sandra!" And I turn around, and my mother has run into the movie theater where she dropped, I think it was The Odd Couple. And somebody had done a prank phone call as me, saying, "Mom, help, I need help." So she came running to the movie theater, and I said, "I'm right here, I'm fine."
Who did the call? Remember when we could do that? You can't do that anymore.
Oh, God. You don't even know some of the prank phone calls
my God.
that I made in my 20s and 30s with friends in LA.
Oh, yeah.
To people in the business.
Right. Oh, that's like, all right, just do one.
I can't tell
You can't say who it is.
No, I cannot.
You can't even give the dialogue?
Nope.
All right. So,
I can't.
Oh, thank
I could
you.
be arrested.
Laura just brought me some questions from the audience, but we're not getting to those yet. Anyway, so your first album that you bought with your mother was Tapestry by Carole King.
Carole King, yes. And Carole King is as popular and relevant today as she was in 1969, 68.
I remember that album. I mean, first of all, opening an album. Like
the
just
cellophane.
the cellophane. And then
The smell.
you open it and then you touch the edges and you
just
put
the
and you
edges.
sit on your floor in your bedroom.
Yeah.
And just
on
listen
my blue
to it
and green
over.
shag carpet with my astrological wallpaper
Right.
and my Indian bedspreads.
Oh, yeah, 'cause from Scottsdale.
a head shop
Right.
on Fifth Avenue in Scottsdale.
No way.
That No matter how many times I washed them, they still smelled like incense.
Right.
And I had my whole room set up with the black light posters.
Right.
Like, and I was like the least druggy person, but I liked the whole hippie hair, ethos. My parents took me to see Hair in LA when I was 13. No way,
when they were naked?
Yeah.
And you saw penis?
We went there and I got to place I got to get a dress at Judy's, which was a boutique in Century City. Okay?
But did they spell it Jewdy?
No.
Okay.
So I got the cutest dress.
Right.
My parents took me, and like one of the cast members like swung into my dad's lap. It was the best thing that ever happened at the Aquarius Theater on Sunset.
Wow.
How cool were my parents?
Very cool.
When I was 13, 14.
Wow.
Age of Aquarius.
Age of Aquarius. Aquarius. I'm afraid to fuck it up.
Aquarius.
Wait.
Harmony and understanding,
sympathy and trust abounding.
no more falsehoods or derisions,
Golden visions, dreams of visions, mystic crystal revelations, and the times to revelations. Aquarius. Aquarius. See, you didn't remember some of the words because you were a little more popular than I was, okay? Because you probably went out during. So what were you involved in high school? Were you in any clubs?
I was in the Sounds of Saguaro, directed by Debs Valentine, who was a Mormon guy who was totally gay.
Oh, shocking.
Here's a good story.
Yes.
The Voices of Saguaro was the best chorus that produced all the musicals. Then they did a version of Funny Girl with this totally blonde Shiksa Wasser.
Right.
Years later, my really good friend Stacy Fatella, who was a total hippie, her sister Kim Ann, and another friend of mine, Donna Newton, who wanted to be an opera singer, it all turned out that we're both sexually molested by Joe Esley, the director of Voices of Saguaro. Now, why wasn't I allowed in? Because I was skinny and not appealing to him. But what a blessing.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What a blessing. From the get-go, Hashem protected me, and I was never molested by anybody.
Oh, God, he would have loved me.
You know?
All right.
I had nothing to offer.
That is unbelievable.
Is that a story?
That is a story. Now, you buy, all right, so you mentioned that once that I heard that early on, Carol Channing was a big...
Yeah, because my parents took me to see her when I was 8 years old at the Fisher Theater in Detroit in previews before she came to Broadway. They were on the road trying it out.
Did you love it?
Loving is not the word.
Right.
It took me to a place that I only go to when I perform myself now.
Was that your first...
Yes.
Or is that the... Yeah.
I mean, I already knew. At 5 years old, I was already telling Marlene Rosenbaum, my dad's partner, Melt Rosenbaum's wife.
Yeah.
When she asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up, Sandy? I said, a comedian. And she laughed. And she was boiling water to make potatoes, the only time I ever saw her cook. I said, no, I will be. I will be. And she thought I was so cute.
Fuck you, Marlene.
But anyway, so... these were stepping stones for me.
Carol and I remember her because my mother was always like, she's tall, Judith, and she made it.
There, exactly. Yeah. And then she came. Well, I met her many times subsequently, but she came to my show. I'm Still Here, Damn It, when I was pregnant.
Right.
And she came backstage. She goes, I am your spiritual. No, you are my spiritual granddaughter.
Oh.
And she was in excellent shape. This was 97.
Wow.
So she was still...
That's amazing.
I never thought she'd die.
I know. And she just... Okay. You love the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Loved. Got me through high school.
Same. Like, I wanted to be Rhoda, of course. Did you?
No, I wanted to be Mary.
You did?
course.
She's so Goyish. And suddenly make it all seem worthwhile. Well, it's you, girl.
Let's slow it down. Let's do more.
That's my ringtone on my phone, by the way.
There's about 4 or 5 different versions of this.
Yeah, there's a country version.
Yeah.
All right, let's try it.
Okay.
No, wait, aren't we?
Slow it way down.
Let's do a really slow version.
Who can turn the world on with a smile? Who can take a nothing day and suddenly make it seem all worthwhile? Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it. With each little glance and every movement, you show it. Love is all around. Don't need to waste it. You can find a love. Why don't you take it? You're gonna make it after
I love that.
Making music here. Yes,
Thank you.
we
Thank
are.
you. I wanted to run away to those houses. Like I wanted to when I went to Minneapolis for the first time to work, I drove by that house and I waited. I wanted to wait to see if the light would come on, and it's like mental.
It's not
like,
though. It's
like,
not
do you
mental.
remember the opening where the woman's coming down the escalator from the and she has like big. Oh no, she comes out of the elevator. She has like big aviator glasses on. Like I remember the people in the background of the opening of the fucking show.
These were the most glamorous times,
Right.
of our lives. I mean, nothing compares to it now. That was true glamour.
And half of these shows would never get on TV, like the All in the Family, never.
Because everybody, it was a revelation.
Right.
These were things that nobody had ever seen
Right.
before. These were, opening up ideas and portals into,
Right.
thinking that had up until then just never been touched.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Make another smart choice with Auto Quote Explorer to compare rates from multiple car insurance companies all at once. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
We have something in common. Our love for variety shows.
Yes.
Like I was obsessed.
Yeah.
Like I loved all of them. Like
Oh.
Sonny and Cher.
Oh.
Carol Burnett.
The best. I'm going to tell you a cute story.
Yeah.
Remember when Carol Burnett rebooted her show?
Yeah.
It only lasted for a couple of weeks.
Right.
I actually went into rehearsal with Carol and her musical director to do a number, and I was going to film it that week, and it was canceled that week.
No way. That's horrible. You know what? She should host SNL. If anyone should host SNL, it should be her.
That is a brilliant idea.
Thank you. I have thought that for years
Oh my
and years.
God. Well, there would
be no SNL.
That's a bastion of unsophistication.
Right.
SNL. There's nothing sophisticated.
What did you think
about
of Belle's Halsey last weekend?
I didn't see it. What was that about?
Halsey. Her name's Halsey, but I call her Belle's Halsey. She was the host, Halsey.
Who?
Her name's Halsey. She's from New Jersey. She's a singer.
I don't know anything about her.
Right, exactly. But
I love
she was
Belle's
hosting.
Halsey.
Yeah,
That's
I call
funny.
her Belle's Halsey.
That's funny. You're funny, Judy.
Thank you, Sandy. So, Sandy, you graduate high school.
Well, yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I graduated a half year early. I
Right.
I left.
Right, you left, but your brothers all went on to become professional.
Well, my oldest brother dropped in and out of college
Right.
1,000 times. He never really finished.
Right.
My brother David, who was a world-class photographer.
Right.
The likes of which Diane, like Diane Arbus.
Yes, yes.
He should have stayed with it. He became a dentist. He got back to his photography recently. My crazy brother Mark, who was like a fabulous drummer and played the vibes. He went to osteopathic school. My dad was My dad was a DO. I like to reveal that now. And when I was really young, I was too embarrassed to say that my dad was an osteopath.
Yeah.
Hippity hoppity, osteopathy.
You leave and you go on a kibbutz.
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen?
Because all my cousins lived in Israel.
Right.
And all my brothers had all gone over and worked on kibbutzim.
Right.
And I didn't want to go right to college. And high school to me was just, it was just
I fucking hated high school.
A passing thing I had to do.
But you knew that in your head.
Yeah.
Right? So,
I
did you get teased?
fantasized. By who?
By other kids?
Yeah.
Like what?
Man, they made fun of my lips.
Oh, you have the best fucking lips.
And can you imagine my lips in 1972 in Scottsdale, Arizona at Saguaro High School?
Yeah. Well, do you know how many women would pay for those fucking lips now?
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Fuck them. I got
They were horrible to me.
I got teased incessantly.
That's why I've always had such an affinity for the black experience.
Right.
Because they would call me the N-word.
Because of your lips?
Yeah.
Fuck them.
And I'd be like, you should be so fucking lucky.
Right.
To have a black student at your high school.
Yeah, you motherfuckers.
I'm the closest you're ever going to have.
Yeah, that's right, bitches.
You cowboy wasp, thin-lipped cunt.
Hilarious. So you go on a kibbutz, which I really want my son Henry to go on a kibbutz.
Too late.
Yeah, because you said you learned about
the work ethic.
Yeah, and that doing mundane things that would pay off later.
Yes.
It taught you so much.
Yeah. Well, when you get up every day and you just do manual labor.
Right.
Whether I was going to the mashcheta, which was the the slaughterhouse.
Right.
The kosher slaughterhouse.
Right.
Where I vacuumed lungs out of chickens on the assembly line. Or whether I was working.
Okay.
Whether I was picking oranges or grapefruits.
Wow.
Whether I was chopping weeds in the cotton fields.
Wait, can we just talk about sucking the lung out of the chicken?
Yeah.
Like it's like a vacuum cleaner?
Yeah, a long tube with a little serrated edge, and you go. Yeah.
And did it gross you out?
No.
And then the slaughtering of the animal, they do it there's
a kosher.
So it's the least painful way for the animal.
Supposedly. How do we know? They cut the
cut
throat
out-
and
How do they do
flip
it?
out the windpipe at the same time.
All right.
It's no life.
But do you eat meat now?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. All right, so
Never. I tried to be a vegetarian.
Yeah.
I was like,
I know. I need like a
need it.
I need a red meat once a month.
Yes, and then
Right.
a lot of chicken and fish. The rest of
all
the
the time. Now, your big influences
Yep.
were Lily and Bet.
Yep. Lily
Tomlin and Bette Midler.
Yeah.
And after you left the kibbutz,
I went home to Arizona for a few months
Right.
to regroup.
right?
I worked at my mother opened a daycare center
What?
called Niños Contentos. It was
That's hilarious.
it was an investment for my parents. In what?
Wait, Niños Contentos.
I think I should write a book. My next book.
Oh
should be
my
called
God,
Niños
Niños Contentos.
Is that so fucked
That's
up?
fucking mental.
Is that the best?
Was she into kids?
Enough. Not us so much.
Did they speak Spanish?
I think she spoke. No, you didn't. There were Mexican children there.
I know, but why would you call it Niños
Because it
Contentos?
was Scottsdale, and there was. They wanted to what they should have. Maybe they should have called it like Kiva Indian Child.
Yeah,
Care.
right.
Or papoose.
Yeah. See, they couldn't have a Jewish one with the word contentos in it. So,
Happy girls?
What, honey?
contented children.
Contented children.
Yeah.
Anyways,
They're contented because they go to contented children.
Niños
Yeah.
contentos.
Do you then
I moved. Then
you go to LA?
And then I went to LA. I
Right.
arrived in LA on Cinco de Mayo, 1974.
Wow.
My father drove me over in my Ford Maverick with a Landau top.
Wow.
We drove through a sandstorm outside of Palm Springs. He refused to pull over. By the time we arrived in LA, and where I was going to live with my Aunt Zelda and Uncle Maurice.
Where did they live?
He converted on Kelton Avenue in
he
Westwood.
converted?
Yeah.
Okay.
The windshield was totally pitted, and I
Right.
kept telling my dad, pull over, pull over. He wouldn't pull over.
Right.
So we had to go get the windshield replaced. By the next day, I had already I'd already signed up for my manicuring course at the Charles Ross
Yes,
School of Beauty
yes.
on Beverly Boulevard next to Jan's Coffee Shop.
Right.
I studied nails for 3 months, graduated.
3 months. Do you think the ones here do it for study for 3? Like, what did you learn for 3 months?
Well, you
Like-
learn a lot. You learn about diseases of the nail bed, leukonychia
Wait,
and
look.
Paronychia. Ooh, honey, what'd you do?
I don't know. It comes out like it all rigidy.
Yeah, you probably damaged the nail bed at some point,
Probably.
and then the nail. See the nail. There's like the fluid of the nail. Just
Right. And you don't have nail polish on.
No, I never wear nail polish. It's toxic. It's
Do you wear
terrible for-
toenail polish?
No.
Oh. But
It turns your toenails yellow too. It's gross.
great. I just had a pedicure today before I got here.
Well,
Thank you.
I'm you because you're going down to the
Right,
Aruba
to Aruba.
tomorrow.
That's right. So you were did you do the foot for 3 months too, or
Yeah,
just
everything. Yeah, nail, feet, and hands.
you were the only Jew in the class?
No, there was
Oh.
some other Jewish ladies.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I met all of my first group of friends at Charles Ross, and then
Are you still friends with them?
no.
Okay.
I mean, not because I wouldn't want. It's just
Right. Yeah. You
So-
grow.
and then
yeah.
my first job was with this leather queen named David Arcone and his German Nazi boyfriend. They drove a Mercedes. They came in every day, hungover and fucked up.
Right. And
And they basically had no clientele. And then I segued over to a salon called 350. No, it was called Sia at 351 North Cannon. I've been trying to pitch this as a TV
That's a
series
fucking
for years.
great-
So it's my whole life,
Right.
from the day I arrive.
Right.
And all my stories. But now everything's been fucked up with that stupid show. I'm dying up here.
I know.
And not that the only reason the backdrop would be the stand-up comedy eventually.
Right.
But I didn't even get to that for a while. It was
Right.
my friendship with Paul Mooney.
Oh,
who was my mentor.
I haven't gotten there yet.
I know. I'm getting there for you.
Oh, thank you. So you are doing that, and then you go to Ye Little.
The first time I get up, I met this woman named Judy Vallon. I think she came to Charles Ross School of Beauty, and
Right.
I did her nails there, and I had a crush on her. And she lived above some gay bar on Santa Monica, right around the corner. I lived on Norton Avenue. I had a big crush on her. She was like a cabaret singer, and she
Right.
left her family and her children in Ohio, moved back to L.A. Her parents were vaudevillians back in the
Wow.
day, and her mother wrote special material for her.
Right.
So she found me totally amusing, and I really wanted to be a singer. And she said, well, you're really funny. You should do stand-up and then incorporate singing into it. So I put together my 5 minutes, and she took me to the Ye Little Club. And the night I got up, Paul Mooney was there, and my friend Lotus Weinstock.
God rest her soul.
Oh, God.
Wow.
It's never been the same since Lotus
Yeah.
left us. I miss that lady.
Oh, she was amazing. So you go, and Paul comes up to you
Paul
after.
comes over to me and he said, Bernhard, you're a cigarette come to life. They're going to put you through hell in a pair of kerosene drawers. You're going to be a model. The fashion world is going to embrace you. And he predicted everything.
And he was right.
And he took me under his wing, and Lotus took me under her wing. And I had these two fabulous, people in my life who got me through everything. Because you know how it is when you start off in this business.
Great. It's great. Oh, my God. There's so much positive feedback in the beginning.
So much love in the room.
And just self-esteem building. But that... What is that?
Stranger.
Oh, in many ways. Oh, yeah.
It takes a lifetime to say I knew you when, but only time will tell us so, and love will grow for all we know.
I fucked it up.
I love your references, Beth. Thank you.
Yeah, she's good. Beth Sussman at the piano, ladies and gentlemen. Beth Sussman.
This week's episode of It's Judy Show with Judy Gold is sponsored by BetterHelp. And if you know me, which I think you do because you're listening to my podcast right now, you know that I am a big advocate for therapy. I think it benefits everyone. I think there's so many people who need it, who don't partake. It is so important for your emotional health and well-being. Therapy is fantastic. It is in every stretch of the imagination. And if you're thinking of starting therapy, please do it. But please give BetterHelp a try. It is entirely online. It's designed to be convenient. It's flexible. It suits your schedule. You fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. I have switched therapists in my life. I've had many, many therapists, and sometimes it's not a great fit for you, but don't give up. Therapy is beneficial. You can learn about yourself, you can process, and just be emotionally healthy. I'm telling you, do it. BetterHelp is great because, when I used to schlep to my therapist's office, it was so annoying. You have to do it, and you sit there and you wait, and then I'm telling you, doing it online is fantastic. And BetterHelp is amazing. I know a lot of people who've used it. So if you're thinking about therapy, go to BetterHelp.com. Let the gratitude flow. This is Gratitude Month, people. So you need to let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/JudyGold, JudyGold, today, and you will get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/JudyGold. You're welcome.
When do you get to the belly room at the Comedy Store? Now, just for reference, the Comedy Store is, Mitzi Shore.
Yeah.
And she had 3 rooms in there. There was the original main, and then the belly room, which sat like, 60, 50?
Yeah, that came a little bit later. I mean, no, actually, by the time I got through it, it was happening. And Lotus and I hosted many of the nights in the belly room.
I remember when I got to LA in 92. 91, 92. I know.
Honey, that was like ancient. That was
right. I know. You were there in
ancient times.
Yes. But when I got there, Mitzi, who loved the guys, I mean, she loved her male, but she took to me and she gave me a show every single Friday night in the belly room at 8 o'clock.
Your own show?
Yes, just Judy Gold. And that's how I developed all my material for my first comedy special. But that was the name. Sandra Bernhard started here. This is Sandra's room. Like, you are the belly room.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
without it, as crazy as Mitzi was, God rest her soul, and as irritating as she was, you got to have some opposition. You got to hit up against something to become good in this business. You got to knock yourself against some walls.
Who was working there when you started? You were in the 70s.
Well, when I first started,
Is early
Elaine
80s? Oh. Boozler.
Boozler, oh honey, she hated me.
Why?
Boozler was not having me, honey.
Why? Oh, because all right.
I mean, come
got
on.
it.
I mean, I was the first comedian not to do self-deprecating material.
Right, that's what I wanted to talk about.
So that right there, women comedians were threatened because that was their stock and trade.
Right.
Men were freaked out because then they felt like they couldn't take advantage.
Right.
Because I can get
right
something out of this broad because she hates herself so
Right.
much. I mean, I was insecure. Don't get me wrong.
Right, but you.
But it never came out in my material.
Where do you think you? I mean, you. From
It-
day
I-
one,
from-
confidence,
because-
confidence, confidence,
because
confidence.
I had to be because I couldn't let all the feminists down. All
Right.
the ladies who all my ladies. I mean, they fought for me, and then I was like, "Yeah, I'm going for
But
it."
to have that sense, that knowledge, like I don't want to do. I mean, because that's what we all did. I mean, I would get on stage, and the first thing I would say was talk about, I'm not a transvestite. I know I'm tall. Like I would get all that shit out of the way. And you were always, and I think that's why people were afraid of you, because you.
Yeah.
But did you ever go home and were like, oh,
Of course.
really?
Sure, I cried. I was freaked out.
Wow.
I was afraid I would never make it.
Wow. And you know what? You're gonna make it after. So, you wanted to do stand up, which Lotus helped you with the music and the stand up, right? A little bit?
No,
Because she was a musician-ish.
She was. She did her own thing, and we did some stuff together. But I had already started to kind of do my own kooky thing.
And Joan, you met Joan Rivers through her. Is that correct? Oh, I thought. Oh, Joan was working at the Ye Little Club as well.
I never met. No, matter of fact, Joan Rivers was quoted as saying, "If that girl doesn't get a nose job, she'll never make it in the
Really?
business."
All right, calm down. She's not alive anymore. She was very nice. She said that?
Yeah.
I love
Not
your
to
face.
my face.
I love your fucking face. It is
can
the
you imagine?
greatest face. And you were on the
Can you
cover of
imagine?
fucking Elle magazine.
Can you imagine if I'd done my nose?
No, my mother would never let me. Judith, you will get your nose done when Barbara Streisand gets her nose done. She was one of your, and then you met her. Like that's why you can't meet anyone, because
you mean Streisand?
Yeah,
I thought you meant your
Streisand.
mother.
No.
Streisand. See, she's another one that doesn't like it when people are coming.
Right. What is that?
Everybody wants to have their.
know,
Everybody wants to be the only person forever.
I've heard you say that, and this, I think there's truth to this, that, even though comics are real, I mean, like, some of my very close friends are comedians, but there is that little area where it's like, when they do well, you're like, fuck. Were you ever like that?
Well, no, I mean, because I kind of I veered away from the comedy world.
Right.
After I, struck out with on my own with King
But
of
you're so
Comedy,
lucky because
I was able to start doing more
You kind of created this genre of one person. Like you.
That's right.
I
do get irritated when I see people doing like a one-woman show or one-person show and incorporating music and doing it. I'm like, what?
Right, exactly.
As if that's never been done.
Right,
and they talk,
right.
But then they interview them and they talk about it like they. No,
Like they thought of it. They're the first people.
Who fucking cares?
So
I just keep on trucking and trying to really strip away the artifice.
Yeah,
if you can't keep getting closer to who you really are as a performer, then who fucking cares anyway?
Right. That raw honesty is I think what you brought into the world of stand up / one person slow.
Yeah, I just took everything I always loved. Entertainment, the stuff that I grew up on, the variety shows,
right,
rock and roll,
right.
Sexy actresses like Julie Christie.
Right.
I mean, it was, it was like.
And you have such a sense of style.
Thank you.
You do.
Thank you.
So
I loved fashion since I was very young.
Yeah, I fucking hated Like I still, you can ask my girlfriend Elise is here.
Where's Elise?
Elise is right there.
Hi, honey. I like your glasses.
Yeah, she, I cannot walk into a store with that. Like if I never had to walk into a department store again, I was a size 10 at 10-foot shoe.
Sweet baby.
So we had to go to Tall Gal Shoe Shop on across from the New York Public Library on 42nd. I was the fourth generation of my family. Not there. Tall Gal Shoes, fourth generation. And it was all nursing shoes. Like I fucking went to school with nursing fucking shoes on, okay? Then I was a 12 at 12, and then that was the end.
What?
Yeah, I'm a 12 and a half. And then I just bought a pair of boots, 13. And then,
Did your feet grow after you had a baby?
Yes. Did yours?
I think one size up.
Whatever.
9.
Also, my
9.
mother would make my clothes because, and she would sew and then all the kids would make fun of me, like, "Oh, great dress," because I wore, I'd wear a dress to the bat mitzvahs. "Oh, Judith, what a nice dress." Fuck all of you, you fucking assholes. So can you talk about how you got the King of Comedy? I mean, that is, how I was introduced. Fucking beyond brilliant. And you're what were you, 26? 20?
The night I started shooting, it was my birthday. I turned 26 on the first night that I shot the King of Comedy.
That's unbelievable.
And Sis Corman brought me from, what was that great boutique that has been closed for years on the Upper West Side here? The chicest, hippest.
Charivari. Oh yeah, I remember that.
She brought me a little pair of white shorts and a French cut T-shirt and gave it to me on my birthday as we were shooting.
Oh
anyway,
my God! And wait, can I just go back to your first joke joke you ever wrote, which
Yeah.
is the funniest thing?
Yeah.
You didn't know what you were going to say, and
Yeah.
you got on stage and said,
I'm a medium. I understand you're a small. You're an extra large.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing. All right, sorry. I wanted to make sure I got that in. That cracks me up. Okay, so how do you get King of... And I'm sure
every actress was auditioning. Everybody was auditioning for this. And my agent at the time, who happened to be Chris Albrecht,
who started, which I tell Henry all the time, he started
at
as
ICM.
a door... No, but he started as a door guy.
He was a doorman
at
at the Improv, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, a doorman, which
I
is
know.
where he should have always been.
Hey, Chris, how are you? All right, good.
So he became an agent and became my agent, and I would call him 4 times a week. When's my audition for King of Comedy? When's my audition for King? I don't know yet. They don't want to see you yet. He never submitted me for it.
He just fucking lied to you.
It was almost towards the end of the whole process. And my friend Lucy Webb, who was in a team with this woman.
I love Lucy Webb. We did a TV show together,
Henry.
a TV movie together. Yeah.
Okay. She called Sis Corman and said, "You've got to see this
Right.
girl." So I set up my own audition. I went in, and for Sis,
Chris.
I did some of the lines, and the whole thing was you had to improvise. So I just did this insane improvisation, where I go crazy like I do in the movie. And she looked at me, she goes, "I think I need to set up a meeting with Marty." Like that.
Scorsese.
So the next day I came back and I met with Marty and I did a similar audition. And I don't know if Bobby De Niro was there that day. Maybe I went back. Oh, here's the best thing.
That you did a set or something with Mooney or something.
No, hold on.
Sorry.
You're rushing the story.
I'm sorry.
As I came
Get
out
excited.
of the second audition, this person pulls up next to me in a Volkswagen. This just, "Hi, it's me, Deb. It's Debbie from the Improv." Who was it? It was Deborah Winger.
What?
She used to be a waitress at the Improv, and then I didn't even realize.
She was a waitress at the Improv?
I was so into my own headspace about the audition, and then all of a sudden I panicked because I thought, "Oh my God, she probably just auditioned for
right.
it," which she probably did. It was up at the Chateau Marmont.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, a couple days later, I did a set at the Improv, and Richard Belzer came up.
Love. Nicest guy in the
Richard
world.
Belzer came up and improved with me during my set.
Right.
Okay.
Oh.
So they saw how I was with another person.
Right.
Did he do that on purpose?
Yeah, he planned it. We planned it. So a month goes by. I'm down in Palm Springs with Paul Mooney because I hadn't heard back from the. I said, "So we're gonna help, but I'm not gonna get him." He says, "Bernhard, you got to relax." So I drive home at the end of the weekend, and it was the days you just had a phone machine, right? So I play the phone. We need you in New York right away. Please call us back. We're gonna fly you to New York.
But was it a recent call or from like a week before?
No, it was just a few days old. Okay, so I call back.
Yeah.
They fly me to New York.
Yeah.
I stay at the Mayflower
First
Hotel, first class. And then I have my big audition with Jerry Lewis. And then I'm laying around my room at the Mayflower. The phone rings. I pick it up. It's Sis Garman. They're giving you the role.
Oh my God!
I hang up the phone.
Did you fucking freak
downstairs. Marty and Bobby had just had lunch at the observatory.
Yeah.
I ran down the street after them, scared the shit out of them, but reenacted,
Right.
apart from the movie.
Yeah.
So they knew for sure they hadn't.
So who's the first person you called when you found out?
God, it's been so long. Probably my parents.
Okay. Can we talk about Jerry Lewis? I mean, I'm sure he was nice on the set.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't?
No.
He was an asshole?
He's a horrible person.
Yeah, horrible.
But really fun to watch. You know what I mean?
Like
it
yeah,
was so
because
weird.
I was so mad when I found out, because I was there when he said no women. I was in the Aspen Comedy Festival. I watched Martin Scorsese's wife, who, God rest her soul. I mean, not Marty Short's wife. Fuck. God rest her soul, nicest woman in the world. Said you've been interviewed for an hour. You haven't mentioned one woman as being, and he said they're
so
not funny
women.
and there's no funny women, and they're just baby makers or something. And it was sell sneakers on, and he would dance around.
But you see,
so fucking annoying.
You see, I put aside all of the personal interaction and just watched him and laughed because I thought, this is unbelievable. I'm in a movie with Jerry Lewis in a dramatic role with the most talented people in the world. Who fucking cares if he's mean and making fun of me?
God, you have such a good attitude.
Who cares?
What did he say? So, you also, but that was like the big, like.
Oh, it doesn't get any bigger. And I slid downhill.
Wait, no.
Don't forget to tune in next week to Just Kill Me Now.
It's Just Kill Me.
Oh. Don't forget to turn for part 2 on Just Kill Me.
No, it's not. It's
Just Kill Me.
No.
Judy Gold's Just Kill Me. Just Kill Me Now.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.